This is Yorick, one of League's most infuriating characters to go up against whoever you may be. A mage, a DPS player, they'll most likely get handed by him, or at least heavily struggle against him with just a press of a single button. So I decided to play him. Hey, I'm Drysicle, your workout enthusiast, your #1 Yorick hater, and let's talk about why he's one of the most powerful characters in a one-on-one setting.
Fight back! Fight back!
So, who the crack is Yorick? Yorick is the top laner, home to the tanks and fighters of the game, and he's considered to be both. Which is absolute bullshit. He's supposed to be hanging around with the mages with the amount of summons that he spawns in. Let's explain all 5 of his abilities, starting with his passive before I lose my absolute fucking cool. Shepherd Souls creates a gravestone on the ground whenever he kills things with his Q, or when he hits a large monster and or champion with the ability. And when he has at least 3 of them on the ground, he can spawn in these little freaking mosquitoes that are his ghouls. Usually, they're pretty harmless, just attacking the nearest thing that they can hit until other conditions have been met. Dude, I'm already getting tilted by reading his wiki page. His Q, Last Rites, gives him a plethora of bonuses. Enhances his next basic attack to deal more damage, spawns in his ghouls if he has 4 gravestones on the ground, and heals him, depending on how low you are. If you don't straight up just send him to his grave, he'll just sustain it back up. One button. Heals, spawns mosquitoes, and I'll raw back that up your deck. Okay, to be fair, it's not that insane of a heal. Especially when the conditions are you have to hit someone. But if that thing ever lands, my god, does that thing deal damage. And it's mostly because of an item called Sheen. Sheen is an item that increases the damage of your next auto attack after casting a spell. And since Q is considered as a spell, you blow up the entire game and everyone's computer. And you can still upgrade this item to get more stats from it. Just great. Anyways, the W, Dark Possession, or more well known as the Cage, places down a circular prison that physically traps anyone in it until you destroy it with basic attacks. That's right, no abilities, just auto attacks. So if you don't have a stupid amount of attack speed or you don't have a dash to get out of it, you're in big trouble, young man. But most of the time, this spell by itself is not that big of a threat because of its long cast time. But if anyone gets hit by his E, Morning Mist, it's basically a guaranteed hit. You throw out a small little projectile that deals % HP damage, slows you, and removes a percentage of your armor to all enemies. What? I didn't even know about this part. And if you ever get hit by this ability and Yorick has any ghouls online, they'll jump you on the spot. And even if you manage to escape the initial leap, they gain bonus movement speed to chase you down even harder. Maiden's right behind you. Big boy Maiden and f***ing around. And if you thought you could take care of them with one massive attack,
let's end this on a high note.
It doesn't work. I hate this character. These little mosquitoes take reduced damage from spells that have an area of effect, but thankfully they take 200% damage from basic attacks. So you just need to whack them, right? What do you do in this scenario? Who are you attacking? The cage or them? And let's not forget about the woman of the hour. Upon pressing his ultimate, he summons her and her ghouls beside her, ready to fight with Yorick at all times. And my god, does she do a lot for him. Deals a butt ton of magic damage, has an annoying amount of HP and resistances, and she practically gives Yorick an infinite amount of ghouls. Because whenever you decide to kill a couple minions or anything around the maiden's vicinity, she will spawn a ghoul immediately upon its death. So not only are you fighting Yorick, but you're fighting extra goblins and another character. And if you decide to target Yorick, the maiden is going to eat you alive. And if you decide to go for the maiden, boom, 1 billion damage right on top of your forehead. And somehow, either option you choose ends up with you being in the cage. Not having 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 different targets to auto-attack is disgusting. The amount of small little mini games that you have to play with this freaking character as on the mobile frontliner is insanely depressing. I've been rambling in your head about how this guy is super annoying and stuff, but why is that the case? I've already mentioned that his army is pretty annoying to deal with, but technically speaking, if you have enough attack speed, you could just clear most of them out in an instant, which most top laners don't have. Again, most of the top laners, or at least the ones that are supposed to be in that position, are tanks and fighters. And what do they usually like to build? Mainly these core stats. Do you see any attack speed? All we have is just pure frontline stats with a big sometimes on damage. And guess who deals percent HP damage, which ignores the total amount of HP you have? And something else that these top laners share in common is mobility, or the lack of. Since we're the main frontliners of the team, if we start teleporting and flash stepping like Toji, you would probably shit your pants if you saw us on your screen. So we're restricted from that power, which means getting caught by these abilities will happen. Whilst Yorick is really annoying to go up against, I've uncovered a secret tech that beats him with any character that I choose.
It's your funeral.
What? His problem? If you can't beat him in the first 5 levels of the game, you're going to have the biggest headache for the rest of the game. So I just choose to not think about it and ban him. But how do we actually dunk him in lane? Let's get into it. In the early stages of the game, you will need to go all in into destroying this guy. So whatever your character's strongest early setup is, run it. For example, Set, Fiora, Renekton would press the attack, Darius with phase rush, and all of them would ignite. But why do we need to go as offensive as possible in the early game? Well, I've talked about Yorick's best case scenario where he has everything spawned in, but at level 1, his cooldowns are long, slow, and he doesn't have Maiden. He's basically just a slightly stronger Nasus, if even. So please, as a teammate, do whatever you can to push him away from minion waves, please. It's literally his only way to come online in the game. So if you can prevent him from accessing it, not only do you cut him from his income, but as well as his damage, because he doesn't have a reliable way to spawn his ghouls before Maiden. So do whatever you can with your character to stop him, please. But if none of these picks really fit your taste, who said you need to pick a top laner? Hey, I'm not endorsing this, by the way. But if I had to pick a side, destroy that Yorick at all costs. You have your run-of-the-mill ranged top laner, which can absolutely squash him if not hit by a single one of his projectiles. You have Aurelia, who can one-shot all of his ghouls with a single press of her dash since it counts as an auto attack. She's the well-known counter of Yorick, but I remember him buying anti-heal and he absolutely squashed me afterwards. I don't know. Or someone that can just straight up match his scaling, or even surpass it. I would rather have an interesting looking top laner than not at all. But it's not a very easy task to overcome, and far from it. So do your best, soldier, because that is all we can ask from you. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it was something you appreciated, don't forget to like and subscribe. And on that note, I'm Tricycle, your workout enthusiast, your #1 Yorick creator, and I'll see you guys next time. Shroom!
Wait, hold up. Are we getting paid for this?